Dude, I just found out what the T in Thracia means. It's fucking trash. Don't play it. Welcome to Chapter 4X, a simple map with a dog shit beginning. Welcome Black, because that's all I'm fucking looking at. This world's so boring and uninteresting, any and all talking are done by none other than Steady and his god-tier apprentice, Asbel. They're both here today to demolish 6 or so soldiers and wait at the middle of a map in boredom with their only entertainment simply hearing us struggle behind a door, while struggling to deal with the onslaught that is this awfully designed beginning of a map. Asbel questions if there are even any children left down here, and Steady just tells us how dumb of a human being Badass actually is. Because, let's be honest, why send any children we capture to Barhara immediately when we could just fill all the dungeons up and show just how many kids we suffocated for clout? Outside of rescuing kids from Honey Bunch's vote serial killer, Asbel's here and hopes to find our son after years of searching for his long-lost boyfriend after being abandoned in Tara. Oh my god. Let's hope he finds our turn. Also, fucking fun activity of dying to a 20%. Dead. While us two are getting ready to do something that takes us 5 turns to do, the cries of a little girl put in jail from scaring the shit out of fat ass can be heard nearby. Unlike the grannies upstairs, these kids are here to partake in the brilliant idea of screaming at a wall and hopes one of the guards will get annoyed and toss them outside like my mom did when I didn't get straight A's on my final report card. Alternate timeline Thracian kids are the best. So, Chapter 4X. The beginning of this map is a little fucking brutal. You're in Fog of War and a fuck ton of units ranging from armor knights to mages and a few soldiers only there to get a free 10% killer all hiding in the dark. Rush in like everyone else does and your ass is probably going to have a bunch of premature resets. So here's what my dumbass did. It's a much better strategy and it gets me killed about as much as everyone else who plays this map. I sent everyone who's trash down to the bottom and left Leaf and Fergus in the middle a few spaces up in hopes of not getting fucked by the RNG. If you have a torch with you, you just might be able to plane. Yes, this is your strategy. Plane. Better while also still getting fucked in the ass. Trust me, there's quite a lot of asshats hiding in the dark, and if this game won't let you dodge a bunch of 20% from the fucking armor knights holding longswords and goddamn mages in the back, like I couldn't, you're probably going to reset after this turn. The thing that sucks is that a lot of those armor knights have long swords. You know, swords that do a lot of damage to weak-ass idiots like us at this point of the game. Because of that problem, every other idiot in the back is probably going to get their ass kicked by them. Not like they could do any decent damage to anything that's not a mage or a soldier without critting anyway. On to the topic of Asbel and Seti. They also have a few flanks of soldiers to deal with as well. You know, gotta keep them not bored like we are. Generally, both of them will be fine, but there's a fucking rare-ass occurrence that did happen to me. That can and probably will happen with how badly designed this game is, where Asbel can get his ass kicked and die for not dodging a small-ass percentage of hits on these soldiers. Generally, both of them will be fine, but there's like a fucking rare occurrence that can and probably will happen with how badly designed this game is, where Asbel can get his ass kicked and die from not dodging the small-ass percentages of hits that these soldiers are known for. It's of. Why did I say oh? What the fuck? Thankfully, he has a vulnerary with him, so there's like no rush here. Just focus on living! Isn't that right, Ryan? If you can. Another final thing that I ignored up until this very moment are the children themselves. Unlike the last map, rescuing them actually isn't a boring chore. Thank fucking god. You don't have a flock of soldiers spawning near you and they're right near the door to the point that you'll be fine to escape on their own. You give it more than enough time to get them out before reinforcements on the bottom left and right staircases spawn, so there's barely really any rush at all in this chapter. Honestly, if the last map was as simple as this when it came to rescuing green units, it probably would have went more smoothly, but no one working on the design of this game cared to think about how most of their ideas were executed, so who really cares anymore? After rescuing the kids, who somehow understand how to get back home, and demolishing the rest of the fucking armor knights stalking us in the dark, we open the door to immediately have Asbel make a beeline towards us. He's here to make our son feel bad for abandoning him in Tara because a fucking promise is more important than the life of the only heir capable of somehow saving Thracia. So much for being a good person by not wanting to drag his friend down with him. Nah, he wants to come to Eternal Flame with us. And boy, will we need him. Why the fuck are my eyes worried? He's like the only fucking reason you really bother playing this map. Asbel is without a doubt one of the few fucking gods of Thracia available to you in this game. While his stats aren't much for now, and probably won't even think about doubling until after a few level ups without the graph caliber tone, this little prodigy will grow into a monster that will break this stupid ass game in half with its graph caliber tone and make bosses without them completely trivial in retrospect. Well, most of the time anyway. Bad design will get in the way of some of that, but we'll get to that later on down the line. Regardless of whether he gets good level ups or not, he is most likely, without a doubt, guaranteed to be better than the majority of half deities we currently have because of the simple fact that he promotes into a sage. If you didn't know this, Thracia is fucking crazy. Sages in Thracia get fucking busted promotional gains, and due to that happening, he'll probably still end up demolishing some of, if not most of, everything in this game. As mentioned earlier, he comes with a Grab Caliber Tome, a book that fucking demolishes literally everything in this game, but since it doesn't have very many uses like the Pookie or the whatever the fuck a Booch Tome is, as some other personal weapons in this game, we'll kind of only use it for a bit and save it for when we really need it. Because we don't have that many hammers to have to waste on this bullshit. After Asbel joins the party, you can have Marin over there do the only useful thing she'll probably ever do the entirety of the Man Hamster escape sequence. Talk to someone! The fuck? Doing so gives you the SETI scroll that I gave to Asbel and immediately forgot about afterwards because the SETI scroll is kinda just there. She was just giving it to his future wife instead. Whoever the fuck that is. Don't tell me it's Fee. If you remember the only reason she's here to begin with, other than making fat ass pay for the also threatening activity that is kidnapping women and having them complain for his entertainment, you can have her talk to SETI over there in a lengthy conversation that pretty much just amounts to Marin scolding him over suddenly leaving a character that you only know about if you played the last game back at Celestia by herself to cry in a corner over slowly realizing how dog shit of a parent Levin really was. Lewin? None of us really know. Well, mostly anyway. The only thing I wanted to take from that conversation is SETI acknowledging just how fucking useless Marin actually is. And god damn is she fucking useless. SETI had left Celestia in hopes to find his father, who for some reason is the only dude in the world who knows how to cure his mother's illness. How the fuck did Aaron get sick? Assuming that Aaron is even the proper partner? Must have been from the meteor shoved in her face. Apparently Levin was last seen calling a dancer who likes it rough, cute and master. But since Thracia sucks ass and even SETI can see how dog shit this game is, he's been here to fuck with Fat Ass's regime. And boy does that justice need to fucking start. Since we spent our time talking to SETI and saving the children, for the remainder of the map he generally heads to the bottom to demolish the remaining reinforcements that appear in this map, from sheer boredom of how much of a god he is in this game. They're pretty non-existent this time around since we've already killed everything in the previous room, so I never end up encountering, unlike Bone who was dead set on being fucking dumb. Now for the rest of this map. My dumbass carelessly opened the door to not understand something that I thought was cruelly established since Chapter 4 started. The people who worked on this game hate everyone, and decided that it'd be an amazing idea to hide an Armor Knight in the fucking dark with a fucking Devil Axe that can one-shot almost everyone in my party. Thankfully I dodged it and double crit his ass next turn with one of the very few cash money level ups for my trouble. Surprisingly, there's a female mage in here with a Thunder Tome that I robbed from her ass, but I won't be able to use it until Asbel gets this thing called Speed. It's pretty crazy because female enemy units in this game that aren't recruitable or just bosses are like a pretty rare thing to see in Fire Emblem games, so I'll enjoy every set of chip damage possible with her. There's also an Iron Blade and a Brace Sword and a Life Ring in these chests, and thinking back in retrospect, 2 of those may have honestly made this bullshit chapter worth it. Better enjoy it while I can. I also kidnapped the Bishop for fun with a useless Elfire Tome I never use. Cool! Outside of that, the rest of this chapter is pretty much over. All the other enemies with fucking javelins went down like a bitch from Arsone's Light brand, so I just had the rest of the party slowly escape and finish this map. I guess Kaga also thought this map was fucking uninteresting, so there's not even an ending for it this time around. But next time, we have a slow-ass chapter on our hands. The story gets even better, and more bullshit stands in our way. Let's experience it together next time on the Thracia Punishment.